Magazine. Welcome to Mike from Vatican. What is up?
What's up? Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll dive in and we'll talk about being dope.
Exactly. You are dope, and your band is dope, and your music is dope. Tom's in the background. I think he's looks like he's put away some underwear. Awesome. And
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, those are underwear for
Looks
sure.
like Hanes boxer briefs. Good call. Yo, I wish they had underoos in my size. I'd wear them today. Aside from underwear and Tom, congratulations. You guys just signed to UNFD, great label, worldwide, fantastic roster of bands. You're in great company. And you guys have been at this for a while. So before we talk about the new music and all this other stuff going on with you, let's hear about how you guys connected with the label and how they approached signing you.
For sure, yeah. So Vatican has been in contact with UNFD for easily like a year, around the time that the last record was put out, Soul Impulse, and from like that point on, it was like kind of just like had a bit of a relationship, just shooting kind of messages back and forth, talking about like maybe doing stuff together in the future and stuff like that, and then so I'm the new singer stepping into that role with the band and everything. And basically the band was pretty much like, hey, we're kind of going through a transition right now, and like not sure what you guys are doing, how you feel about it, but maybe get back to us. And a little bit of time goes by, and then like me and Vatican link up, and then like the deal kind of just like gets sealed, and like that communication was still kept, and like they still kept up with the band and everything, and they were still excited about it. So we sent over new songs, kind of things that we were working on, stuff like that, and they were down for it, and we were just like, thank God. And yeah, I mean, it's been awesome since. And yeah, like putting out the 2 songs with them has been awesome, and like it seems like the reception's been good, and like that's what you want, that's what you're looking for. And yeah, it was really dope, and we're excited to put out all our future releases out with them and just keep it going. And I want to go play Unified in Australia, or not Unified, Unify. But I want to go play that in Australia real bad. And I want the picture hugging the koala that everyone has. Give me that, and the whole thing was worth it.
Word, I love it. Or a dingo, right? Or a kangaroo. I hear koalas are actually, they're adorable, but they're really vicious with very sharp claws. So
that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, they're really
and
vicious.
Then kangaroos are like jacked. They're huge. Like those pictures of those huge kangaroos with giant arms. I want to meet one of those.
Word.
Life
should be all about making extremely brutal music for people to punch each other to, and then going to other countries you've never been to and hugging adorable animals and getting selfies like, what's up?
Yeah. And just having a good time, and potentially being attacked by those adorable animals, or at least they have the potential to kill me.
Well, then it's all worth it. Then it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
And we're talking about obviously we don't want to ruin anyone's habitats. We love animals, not these asshole hunter guys with guns.
Yeah.
Not you guys.
Yeah, no, I barely know how to shoot a gun. I'm not interested in hunting.
No, I never understood that shit, like caged hunts and stuff. Can't like a staged, like
it's
you
weird.
Would never survive a minute in the real world trying to like save your life against a tiger or a lion or an elephant. Why would you shoot one for sport? It's just so stupid.
Yeah, no, it's like the pictures of like people like they like take pictures with like the animal they just hunted and killed, and it's like, you don't think you're weird? I think you're insane. It's like weird. It's super weird, like that you just took a picture with this animal, because like obviously like there are people who do it for sport and stuff like that, and like it's still weird. But like also like even if you want to call it just sport, or you're just like maybe you're the kind of person that's like, no, like I like literally eat this animal for like an entire year kind of thing. Even still, like I'm just saying, like 100 years ago, not 100, but like many years ago, when people were like actually hunting for their food regularly, they did not take pictures with the animal. It's weird.
It's weird. It's like gloating, and there's strange people on. I've seen some ladies on Tinder with the hunting photo, and I'm just like, nah. And then yeah, like hunting is a sport like NASCAR.
Hard left swipe.
All, right, hard left swipe, and just like race car driving. It's all left turns, guy. It's not really an achievement. Nothing. I know there's a skill involved, but like I don't get it personally. But anyway.
Yeah.
Vatican, man. So you're new to the band. What's kind of your background? How did you guys connect? I know, irrespective of the lineup change, I just want to hear your personal story and how what your past musical stuff is and how you got to here.
Of course. Yeah. So when I had met the band, I'd only really met them once before we started like really linking up and talking about like being in the band. But whenever we had actually all met the first time, I was playing in a band called Church Tongue, and I'd been in that band for like good couple years and was doing that. Happened to play a show with them in Louisville, Kentucky, and I just thought they were dope. And like I talked to Mackie, our bass player, and was just like, "Yo, you guys are dope. Like this, like that was awesome, stuff like that." And like we just talked for a couple minutes and chilled for a second, and then went our ways or whatever. Life goes, as it does. They did their thing, I did mine. The pandemic hit, and in that time, that's when they had parted with Whittle, and Hosian, our drummer, had messaged me and basically was just like, kind of just like, we're just shooting it back and forth, like talking about this, that, and the other, what's going on in life and stuff. And he's kind of hit me, and he was just like, "Hey man, I'm not sure what you're into. I'm not sure what Church Tongue is doing or like what your plans are or anything, but like here's kind of our situation, and like we think like you're a dope singer, and like just maybe want to like exchange some demos, see if you're interested, what you're into, what the vibe is. Let me know." And I actually left that message unread for about a week, not realizing what I was being asked. And so, because I'm so bad at checking my phone, and I'm like notorious for it. Everyone's always just like, Mike and his iPhone 5. Mike's iPhone 5 is dead, so he's probably not going to hit you back up. And so about a week goes by, and I get back into my Instagram DMs, and I'm just like, oh, this message is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, because you only get like that first snippet, like when you're looking on Instagram. And then I'm like reading it, I'm like, oh, holy shit, I just got asked to like try out and like figure out this like thing, like see if this is like something like we all want to do. And so they sent me over some demos. I recorded versions of previously released songs, and then that's when I did the first demo for Absolute Reality, the second song on Become a New God. And so that ended up making it to be like a final song that got released, which is dope. But yeah, like everything I had done before Vatican, Church Tongue was definitely like the thing that I had done that was like the most prominent. And yeah, I mean, I did like 3 releases with the band, and I'm sure like that band will still do new music somewhere in the future, where we, if we all have time or whatever, because everyone's just kind of doing different stuff right now. But I know that like those are like some of my best friends, and it's just like I've been playing with both guitarists in that band for like the last 10 years. So it's never going to be something that we walk away from forever, or even if we do a different band, either way. But yeah, so that's kind of like that's kind of how I ended up here in front of you in a way.
Awesome. And so cool that you guys you joined a band over DM, but at the same time, it's like, okay, everybody, if you want to book Vatican, don't necessarily DM Mike.
Yeah,
if you want to
don't ask me. Don't ask me. Oh man. And I tell people that too, that like especially like at a show or something, it's like, hey man, like we should definitely play some shows together, or like we should tour together. And I like no matter what band or thing I've ever been in, I will look them dead in the eye and be like, I am not the person you want to be asking this question. I will drop the ball. I will absolutely fumble this. And what will happen is I will tell like the important person that you talked to me about this. But if you want things to actually happen, he's right there. Please God, go talk to him.
Word. And self-awareness helps. So it's cool that at least you know that you're not like oblivious. You know that that's the thing for you. And you know what, man, like I feel lucky to talk to you today. These devices are a miracle. I've been so sad without shows to go see people at clubs and little gigs and stuff and do this stuff in person. But, you know, at the same time, if you're constantly chained to the technology, your phone, your machines, it kind of takes away from just actual like human experience in life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely been something like any and all of us have been struggling with for the past year and a half. And I'm super excited to like go back to some sense of normalcy. And like, we got a lot of shows that are getting announced every single day, right? You know, there's a tidal wave of tours and music. And, you know, from July on for the rest of this year, take your pick. You know, they're out there. They are playing shows, and you know, you're able to go to those shows, and like we can, you know, get back in those rooms and have a good time. And you know, also just like see people that we haven't seen in a long time. You know, I've been around America a couple times, and I have friends that I haven't seen in almost 2 years. You know, we still keep in touch every now and then, but I'm really excited to get back on the road and like see places I'm familiar with that I just haven't seen in a while, and also see people I love, because I love them, and I would love to be there with them.
Word. And I hope the best, man. I know it, you know, I asked this question to a lot of singers. Hardcore and metal are genres where it's really like you know, trench warfare. You're right on top of people. You want people grabbing the mic and screaming. You want to see people. I love the big shows, and you know, I love festivals, and I'm rooting for you to play as many big shows as possible to help your career. But like, when do you think you'll feel comfortable as a guy who yells into an electric stick for a living? When do you think you're gonna feel good about like being right up on front of people?
So I first of all do not want to come off as someone that is unafraid of any kind of like, you know, sickness or virus or anything. I actually did have COVID back in the fall, and thankfully it wasn't like a very severe case or anything, but I did have it. And at this point, I'm vaccinated. So for me personally, it's kind of like I have already had it. That doesn't mean that I'm good forever. Like personally, like in between shows and stuff, like I'll definitely like be, you know, like wearing a mask and stuff. I'll most likely be wearing masks in venues too, just because also it's good for your vocal health, because you have like a lot of like just like natural like retained moisture, and it's just really good for your vocal cords. So because like even before the pandemic, I had this like basically like, think of it as a portable humidifier. It's basically just a mask with like a little filter, and it just literally just helps you wake up the next day and be like, oh, I didn't just scream for 30 minutes last night. You know what I mean? So, but no, there definitely is like that kind of sense, you know, like people are just crawling on top of each other. There's people screaming. They take the mic from you physically without asking, you know, stuff like that. And also all these people are all breathing on each other and sweaty. And when you think about it, like coming out of the pandemic, you're like, what we did before is honestly pretty gross, and it will probably be gross again. But I am still excited, and I don't think I'm nervous, but I think I want to go into it with like more consideration for myself and for other people, and just put more thought into what we do and how we do it. And it may not be like that where people are able to, you know, like get that involved as we all were before, or maybe we're all just going to go, you know, all gas, no brakes, and all of a sudden it's like July and everyone's just, you see videos of people piling on top of each other, and we're just like, okay, well, we're back. See you there, you know?
Right on. I have a vision where I imagine everybody's going to bring their own microphone to gigs now, like never before. There's going to be a run on,
Oh yeah,
portable, like remote wireless mics, and everybody's going to have their own and put it right back in the case.
yeah. Even before the pandemic, like I was someone who had my own mic, because like the first couple tours I ever did, I was just using like whatever house mic there was, and like when you think about it, it's like, okay, 4 to 5 other bands potentially used this mic tonight. And then there's also the question of who used it the last 3 nights before. And did they, like, were they sick? Did they, do they brush their teeth? You never know. And so I was just like, I am going to be my own mic guy, because it was like I was getting sick on every tour. And I even remember there was one tour that I was on that lasted for like a whole month, and for 3.5 weeks of it, I had an awful flu. And it was just because I was doing stupid stuff like that and just not carrying my own stuff. So I think, yeah, a lot of mics. And people should also probably clean their mics as well, even if they are the only person that uses it. Super easy. Just use like a mouthwash. Just like put that in like a little spray bottle. Does the whole deal.
Word. Hygiene matters.
Also, I'm gonna turn this light on real quick,
sure,
because it's getting dark in here.
Oh, sure thing. I probably should have asked you to turn it on sooner. My producer's gonna get mad at me. Why didn't you tell him to?
Yeah, I'm like looking at myself in the cam, and I'm like, I don't think I can see myself all that well. It doesn't look like this. Does the ceiling light work? Tom, what are you doing here?
Tom's packing for a trip.
Tom is packing for a trip. Tom is packing for, let's see which one I think it is.
I just guessed that one.
Oh man.
No
yeah,
worries. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be okay, I think.
Yeah, it's all
We'll
good.
try one more. Hopefully that helps. It seems like it helps.
No problem. Yeah, I see a little better. There you go. Just as we wind this down, I love this 2-song EP. And I wanted to talk about the Fractured God video, because besides the fact that it's fun, it's a little panic inducing.
Yeah.
If you're susceptible to flashing lights and things, you're one of those folks, please be careful.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a lot of quick flashes, especially, and it really starts off all gas, no brakes, with like just like fast camera switching and like different angles and stuff like that. And it's kind of all over the place, but that video, I'm super excited and like still like amped on that video whenever I see it, because like it's easily the best video I've ever been a part of. And also the director, Eric, he's a beast. He's awesome. And he was so down to do the video. We recorded it. We like actually shot the video 2 weeks before the song and the video dropped. And he was just like so committed. He was like, no, I want to do this way. Like, we're going to do this. And we were scared, because we're like, think you can turn this around that fast? That's a lot of footage to go through, editing, all that stuff. And we were just like, all right, he's in it, he's committed, like we're just gonna do it. Came out so good, and I'm so like proud of it. And like Eric and the whole crew that was there did such a good job, and they were all like so in it, and like it was awesome. It truly felt like a whole experience. And we'll definitely go back and work on like the future videos and stuff with Eric, just because it's like, you get us, like you get like this thing that we're going for. And like it's not impossible to find people that like truly understand like your vision and like what you're trying to do. But when you find one, just hold on for dear life. And just kind of like cultivate that relationship, because it can only grow and like create awesome things from there. And I'm really proud of that video and those songs. But yeah,
awesome, man. It's good when you get that vibe with somebody and you're going to work with them again in the future. It is the challenge, I think, of creatives to kind of like sort of find that common ground and trust, right? It's tough to put yourself in someone else's hands. So it's super cool that you found that person, and the video is killer. I'm going to link it below in the description. Hopefully everybody will go check it out right after they watch this chat. So I don't know if you can talk about it. Obviously, there's going to be touring coming up and festivals and all that jazz. What do you have a timeline yet for a whole new album to follow this double single?
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we're definitely looking at tours for like the fall and going on and stuff, and there will be things that get announced for sure. I don't know when they're going to get announced. I imagine soon, like relatively soon. Yeah, so we're looking at touring and stuff. So what everyone's packing for, because all the guys are together right now. We're all at Hosey and our drummer's house, and everyone's just kind of like packing up and getting ready. We're getting ready to go and like do some recording, and the intention is to do like a whole record and put out a good chunk of music, a good chunk of new songs, and I don't necessarily know when it's going to come out, but our hope is sooner rather than later. What we want to do is make sure that the songs are good and up to like our standard of like what we're trying to achieve, because for us, we're constantly like thinking like, how can we break the ceiling? Like, how can we like move on up to like that next level or that next phase, So like, just like with these songs, we're trying to push the agenda of like what the band is doing and what the band's capable of, and like where we can go, and like what we're trying to do. And even like in the title for the two songs, Become a New God, like it's very literally like a call to like level up and like take it to new heights. Like that's really like what it means. And I am proud of those songs, and I do think that some of that happened. And I think that based on the things that I hear in our Google Drive, I think that we can break past that next ceiling. And like we're like experimenting with a lot of stuff, and I want to be able to release that album and kind of like look at the world and say, you can put me in any room and we will crush it. Any room, whatever genre, I'm there. Because like we're trying to pull from so many different things, because we have so much love for like the metal and hardcore genre, and there's so many subgenres that come with that and so many different sounds, and we're just kind of like, hey, we love a bit of everything, but like really like all we're trying to do is make stuff that's dope. And that usually means that we like come up with a song and we're like, yeah, this feels like there's like 3 genres in it. Whatever. Sounds cool. So that's what I think people can expect for like a sound and like a direction. Timeline wise, I definitely think, hopefully less than a year from now, because I really want Become a New God to be kind of like an accompanying piece to our next release, because thematically, like narratively, and just like lyrically, like they're definitely going to tie in together. So if they come out closer to each other, that would be nice too, so there's no confusion. But I think if anyone likes those 2 songs, you'll be extremely excited about the stuff that we're going to be recording.
Amazing. I am so hyped for this. Man, it has been wonderful to talk to you. For a guy that mean mugs and screams into a mic like a maniac and screams your guts out, you are a sweet guy, and you have a voice like you should be on NPR or a college professor. But anyway,
I keep hearing this too.
Okay, good to know it's not just me. Mike from Vatican, Tom in the background from Vatican, have a good trip. Mike, thanks so much. And
of course.
We're looking forward to more stuff from you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out with Ghost Cult.